on when you are watching this. This is Star Wars Saturdays. Star Wars Saturdays is where every month I pick a different RPG and we run an anthology series set in the galaxies of Star Wars. And this timeline, if you're thinking like when in Star Wars, because we've covered thousands of years in the canon and expanded universe of Star Wars. This is during the original trilogy of movies, during the Return of the Jedi timeline. Jabba has just recently been assassinated by these rebel terrorists, according to who you ask, and the Death Star may or may not be still functioning out there because they don't know for sure. This game that we're playing is Apocalypse World 2nd Edition from Vincent and McGay Baker. It is one of my favorite games, and it's normally for a post-apocalyptic game, so we set this on Tatooine. It's like peanut butter and chocolate. It makes a really good Reese cup. And we are the 4th of 5 sessions, so quite a bit has happened. And we have 5 wonderful players. I'm very excited to have everybody on. So let's go ahead and have everybody introduce your characters. And I'll just warn you ahead of time, because anyone can ask for stat highlights. I will ask for that. Steven.
Hey, I just saw a chat from Joe saying that only you can see him.
Oh, let me see if I can bring him in. There's Joe.
Yay.
I can see the whole time, and I was talking, and I forgot to add you to the stream. StreamYard fail on my part. Welcome. Whoops. Sorry about that, Joe. Thank you very much, Steven, for taking care of that little bit of business as I get used to StreamYard. Cool. So let's have everybody introduce their characters, including Joe, who's now here. I said everybody's here, but not everybody was. Welcome, Joe. My apologies. Bethany, lead us off. Tell us how you are and introduce us to your character, please.
Hi, I'm Bethany. I'm doing pretty good. It is cool and rainy here, which for the first time since about January. So, I'm playing Sundown, the Brainer, who is Twi'lek, who seems to mostly be motivated by keeping the Imperials from controlling too much of the town, and is currently caught in a sandstorm riding on some explosive fuel drums behind Tebby's speeder bike. So that's awesome.
Indeed it is. Thank you very much. Steven, good morning. How are you? And please remind us of your character.
I'm doing great, and I'm playing Tebby. Tebby is a Leppy, so she is like a rabbit humanoid. And she's young and impulsive. She is the driver playbook. She has a speeder bike that's been kind of tricked out, has some weapons and some additional armor, and is super fast and all of that. And she is hurt a little bit from a blast taken by a rival deliverer that we blasted. However, she has a very wounded stowaway, Arya or Tella, and then has a Twi'lek Sundown that she's not that familiar with, but they just kind of saved her bacon.
Indeed. Next, we have Joe. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. And how are you doing? Please remind us of your character, too. Please, Joe.
I'm Joe, they, them, and it's a nice 16 degrees Celsius where I am, so that's pretty nice. That's 59 for us Fahrenheit folk. I'm playing Janilla Dantek. She's a Zeltron Skinner. Zeltron are like pink-skinned humanoids from like a pleasure planet, and they all have like empathy and pheromones and crazy shit to really make people attracted to them and manipulate people. She's been described as a force of nature in this game, and I cannot deny that. She has done a lot of stuff.
That's right. She's the eye of the hurricane, as it were. Thank you very much. Joshua, Good morning. How are you? Notice you're not wet from the sprinklers. I'm very happy about that. Please remind us of your character.
Yes, I'm doing great, thank you. I'm playing Grim. He's a ex-Republic trooper and also ex-Imperial. He was double-crossed and left for dead at some point, and so he doesn't have a lot of love for the Empire, but is currently trying to not get since.
Did Joshua freeze for you guys? Okay, cool. It's a good expression, at least. We'll wait for just a sec here. Okay, cool. Looks like he's having some tech issues. We'll bring Josh. Oh, are you back? Yes. No. Okay, cool. We'll jump over to Leandro and we'll cycle Joshua back in. Oh, wait. Hey, Joshua, are you back with us?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That was weird. Yeah, go ahead.
Where did I leave off? I don't know. Grim is trying to help his friends and not get a bunch of people killed.
He's been halfway successful at that.
Yeah, he's killed some people, so not 100%.
That's right. You took out Parcher. You took out. You also took out Rourke. So one half of all stormtrooper squads in Moshuta died at your hands. It's great. Awesome. Thank you, Joshua. Leandro, good afternoon. I hope you are doing well, and please remind us of your character.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks very much for asking, Rich. Though it looks like in my camera I'm stuck in some sort of sci-fi nuclear reactor room. Let me see if I can correct that right now. Oh God, sunlight. That's a lot. Well, it's fitting since we're in Tatooine. Anyway, I'm playing the aforementioned Tella or Arya. Who knows at this point? Basically, she's playing the Angel playbook. She's humanoid, but she's human. Came to Moshuta. Didn't really tell people that she's an ex-Imperial. Unlike Grim, who, you see him, he's like, oh yeah, of course he's a clone trooper. But Tella is someone who defected from, well, not defected, more like went AWOL from the Imperial military, and all her deep, dark, dirty secrets, including the whole leaving Grim for dead thing, is kind of out in the open. People kind of know now that she's an ex-Imperial. And yeah, she's with the aforementioned Sundown on a ride out from Moshuta to Mos Eisley, helped patch up Tebby with some string, and was very ungrateful for her rescues. We'll see why soon, I hope.
Yes, indeed. That was a piece of our feedback, is that we definitely wanted to circle in and find out a bit about that. We are going to... so we had in the last session 2 points of action. One was the fight on the streets of Moshuta between Parcher and her 1.5 squads of folks, as well as Harridan and Rourke, their 2 stormtrooper squads. The sandstorm came and swallowed most everything up, and the last image that we saw in Moshuta was Janela Chantek and most of her scene hiding out in a warehouse and trying to ride out the storm, and that was in Warehouse Besh. And we saw the silhouetted figure of Grim plodding through the sandstorm, making his way into the warehouse with them. And I think it would be cool if we pick up there. So the wind is whistling outside. A number of your members of your scene, Janela, are like ripping off pieces of clothing or grabbing whatever they can from inside the warehouse to push at any of the cracks, try to keep all the sand out of Warehouse Besh, because there's a lot of coughing, and you see there are people who were wounded pretty badly in the explosions and all the blaster fire from the 2 stormtrooper groups that were fighting each other, the gangs, technically. So I'm curious, what are you doing? You came here to save Tella. She's way gone. So what are you doing as we start up this scene here?
Mission accomplished. I mean, yeah, I guess we gotta be directing traffic and trying to help, secure a position. We're trying to make this so the sand doesn't get in.
Nice.
This terrible open air warehouse, I guess.
Yeah, it's not the best warehouse in the world. Oh, by the way, just got a note from Joshua. I didn't see he had to drop off the stream. Looks like his internet's being a little wild, so we'll probably jump away from you in just a moment. So yeah, as you are taking care of people, I think Grom would be trying to pick up that load. He puts his hands on your shoulders and looks at you and says, "Jenna, I will take care of this. You should rest. Are you okay?"
I'm fine. I'm fine, Grom. Thank you.
Of course. Cool. And I think what I'll do.
Come see me when everything's secure.
Of course. Of course.
As I'm turn him on.
that is not a move you have in this game.
Isn't it? All right, it's seduce.
Yeah, but if you want to manipulate or seduce him, absolutely roll with hot. But we should probably do our stat resets to see if you're going to get an XP for that. So why don't we step back? And now I've called for new highlights. Anyone can do it, and I'm one of them, so I'm doing it. Cool. So before we make your roll, why don't you look and see who you have the highest HX with? That would be Grim. Oh man, Grim.
C'est la vie.
Okay. In case he's on his phone, I just asked him via the Slack. So we will jump over to Sundown. Sundown, who highlights you? You get to choose Tella or Janila.
Tella.
Ooh, I think. Yeah, why don't you try and roll hot? How does a brainer manipulate / seduce?
Oh man, I should have taken a move for that, but there is a move where you can use weird instead of hot. But actually, I guess hot is my second best score anyway. So
Cool. I think I like you learning about the world since we've already got hot highlighted. So we'll continue to highlight sharp if that's okay.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Awesome. So we'll skip Grim and go to Tella. Looks like Sundown highlights Tella.
Let's see here. I think there's Tella. I think are we still avoiding cool?
I think at this point, unless Leandra, unless you had an opposition to it, you are really good at cool, and I'll do my best to put you in situations where you can use it. So sound okay? So yes, you can go ahead.
It seems like we're getting to the point where cool might come in handy.
Yeah, I agree. And because I see that you've got this healing touch, I think I want to highlight your weird as well. Cool. And Tebby, it looks like you would get highlighted by Sundown.
That's right.
Okay. I want to see Tebby be hard.
Crazy. I also want to see Tebby be hot, just because that'll be fun and weird. Cool. All right. So now you know that you do get an XP whether you succeed or fail with Grom here. So go ahead and roll plus hot.
Do I?
Or did you? Oh, that's right.
We skipped me.
Oh, I know we had to skip you, and then I looked back and I saw those highlights, and I'm like, oh, we must have answered it because my brain is disconnected sometimes. So we don't know, but we will remember you've rolled hot, and
okay,
we'll give you the XP if Joshua is nice to you.
10 total.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's successful. Let's see. Jumping down to stats. I was looking at something else in my ref doc here. Seduce or manipulate on NPCs on a 10 plus, they'll go along with you. Unless or until some factor action betrays the reason you gave them.
Yeah.
And what you asked him to do, this is a manipulator or seduce?
I mean, the intention is like I'm finally going to show him I love him.
Yes, he is okay with this. This is a good thing for him. Great. So you had asked him meet me at so and so place. Once you've got everything secure, he will fastidiously get to work there. No problem whatsoever. And we will cut away from you until Joshua rejoins us. So we go to the little section of Beggar's Canyon where the three of you, Tebby, Sundown, and Tella, were hiding out. Tella, you are pretty messed up. You've taken some wounds and are hurt, but you just finished helping Tebby, basically waking her up, rousing her from the harm that she had taken in the fight and the explosion from HBO4, who's still out there in the sandstorm, but has stopped making noise because he's not stupid. You guys aren't going to come help him. He's just going to crawl away slowly. So I'm curious, Tella, what do? You've got this patient. You finally healed somebody. You were kind of pulled out of your fugue state, at least for a few moments.
If I remember correctly, last session ended with the HBO making that noise and Tebby ignoring that she's still kind of wounded, going off.
That's right, going off to take him out. So let's not retcon that because that is pretty cool. So Tebby, you're leaving the two of them and heading out into the sandstorm with your cracked helmet.
Yes.
Do you remember the cracked helmet? Awesome. So you start walking, you feel the sand. We see the sand start to gather inside your little space helmet that you used when you were a pilot back before, when you were in space instead of on this place where sand's everywhere. And I think you will need to let's have you navigate your way to find HBO4. You've got the sound, so I'll give you a +1, but let's have you act or do something under fire here.
Okay. What is that? Is that cool?
It is.
So I've got a 9.
Nice. So on a 7 to 9, you flinch, hesitate, or stall. The MC can offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. You can find HBO4, but to do it, you're going to need to take basically a harm from inhaling so much sand, going out there and coming back. Or you can get back into your hidey hole in Beggar's Canyon and leave that battle droid out there.
So if I leave the droid out here, he could very well just come and take us out. I mean, his best hope for survival is to come, sneak us, grab my speeder bike, and get back to safety, because that's the only way anyone's getting out. So I've got to take him out. So I'm going to take him out, come back in coughing from the sand and kind of collapse, take off the helmet, and the sand just pours out.
Oh, nice.
I hate sand.
Sweet. What's the color of your blaster bolt? Because that's the color that they will see through the silhouettes in the sandstorm.
So I think it's a little bit darkened, and then whenever I take it off, what you said, the blaster.
Oh, I'm
bolt
sorry.
helmet.
Yeah, no. When you shot HBO4, there would have been I was curious. What was it? Green, blue?
I think it's a green. So basically, there's like a piece of green lightning that comes in briefly, and you hear 2 bolts. Pew, pew.
Nice.
Yeah.
No. Pew, pew. Oh, poor HBO4. He is no more. Awesome. Then you come back. You drop your helmet off. There's sand all everywhere. Sundown, what do you do?
God, what do I do? Aside from try to. Okay, so I guess while Tebby was doing this, I'm gonna try to do some first aid on Tella, because this is the first chance we've had to actually stop and, look like, okay, do you have a concussion? What's wrong with you exactly? I don't have a move for healing. I do have this other move though. Deep brain scan.
Oh, well, it seems like you might have time and physical intimacy with someone.
Yep.
It can be mutual intimacy or one-sided intimacy. Yeah, I think this counts. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Cool. Let's see, I'm rolling
Cool.
plus. What am I
You roll
rolling?
plus weird.
Awesome.
Yeah, +2 in that. You're very good at weird. By the way, on the roll for your party, the background picture is an updated look at the sectors. You'll notice that Parcher no longer has any.
Oh, man, these questions.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, that was a 7.
Nice. Well, on a 7, you get 1 question.
It's working now. Okay. Sorry, I'm playing around with the dice here, but it was a 7. 1 question. Yes. Let me see. What is the question I need to ask about this? What makes the most sense in this situation? So, I mean, Tella has just been locked up for a while, and yeah, and is being really cagey for no apparent reason. So I think, what are your character's secret pains? Makes sense.
Yeah. So what does this look like when you're doing like a deep brain scan? Because I think right now, after having watched Tebby just wander off into a sandstorm after patching up, I think Tell's just like, for fuck's sake. And it's just
Yeah,
like sitting down like really tired and just like, I give up.
I think it's I think I'm asking, what seem like really straightforward questions, like, "Hey, did you get hit in the head? Can you move both arms?" Just very basic. Like, I don't really have any medical expertise, but I know some very, some things like you should be able to move both your arms, and like, you should be able to see without, or your pupils should react to light, things like that. But I think, like, while I'm asking those questions, there's really this sort of like both like implied other questions underneath it, but also like there's a little bit of force emphasis to that implied question. Like, what really happened? What's really wrong with you?
Okay. So I think while you're asking like those like basic diagnostic questions, yeah, you peer into like, use the force a bit, and you get like a snippet of a memory, I think, much like how Janelle saw that thing with Muckwell and Patrick. You get like a glimpse of a computer readout, and the computer readout is like lists of injuries sustained in the latest Imperial campaign in a planet called Mon Cala, which is where the Mon Calamari are from. And you just see like, yeah, this battalion suffered these casualties, this battalion suffered X injuries, and you kind of hear Tella's voice kind of like going like, okay, based on their capabilities, 56 battalion has suffered 30% less injuries than the 48th consolidated with this group. And you see like all these decimated units who just survived an attack, barely, say, like, and you hear Tella recommend like minimum 12 hours recuperation and then bring them back to the front line, those sort of things. He's like just some cold sort of statement of like, all right, no, these units can still go. They only suffered X amount of injuries. It's fine, patch them with like patch them with a back to patch or whatever. They'll be back on their feet, or yeah, these soldiers, so they can still fight, even though they just lost like most of their unit, they can still go. And yeah, and also you're asking those like basic questions, like can this unit still go, can this unit still whatnot. And yeah, you see also it's clear that this is the Imperial army. And when she's looking around, they're at an Imperial base overlooking like actually no, they're on I mentioned she's a medical officer in a Star Destroyer. So you're looking out in space and you see like this beautiful blue planet. And what looks like, even from the atmosphere, you can see like a settlement or like a city or like just pinpricks of light. And you can tell like those are like, deep fires from some settlement. So there's a campaign of subjugation going on so hard that you can see the devastation from space. And then you get out of that memory. I think Tella kind of is still a bit out. So those are secret pains.
Awesome.
Yeah, Sundown, once you see that.
Horrible, but also awesome.
Once you see those memories, Sundown, what's your reaction? What do you do?
So like, I think I knew that Tella was hiding something. I just didn't know like exactly what. She's been acting a little strange ever since like these new Imperials showed up. So I think it's more like relief that, oh, okay, yeah, she used to work for the Empire. Half the people here used to work for the Empire. It's like, I don't think I'm terribly shocked by it. I think it's like, yeah, that's awful, but who here doesn't have a secret like that?
Cool. Tebby comes in, tosses off her helmet, coughs up a bunch of sand after you overheard the laser or heard the blaster fire.
Yeah.
And Tebby, let's have you roll that harm move.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you took 1 harm, so roll plus harm taken. And we'll see if there's anything worse that comes from it.
Yay! I rolled a 12.
Wow. Yeah. So you lost track of someone or something that you're attending to. Do you have any ideas?
I do. So how about if I lost track of where the cave mouth is?
Wow,
So I'm
okay.
actually like out in the sandstorm, kind of huddled up against the corner, and I collapse.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, you lose your footing.
Yeah.
So you hear the coughing, the soft, raspy coughing of a little Leppy just outside Sundown in the sandstorm.
Yeah. Well,
She didn't make it back.
Right. But I do hear her coughing, and I heard the blaster fire. So like, presumably, she won that fight, or at least survived it. Although I guess I don't really know that she won it. Maybe she's maybe she was shot. But I guess I gotta go out and get her.
I'll see you do something under fire.
I do. Yep. Cool is not my strong point. Yeah, really not my strong point. That's a 5. Is this a thing where I would add I don't remember how
Cool. So doing something under fire is rolling plus cool.
Yeah, I don't remember how Bond's hex works.
Oh, HX, that's where another person could help you. So Tella could potentially help you, but she would need to roll a 10 to push that with a +2 to
I got a +3 with Sundown. So.
That's true. You could totally do it. All you have to do is roll a 7. Chances are good.
Yeah, let's see how that works. I think Sundown moves to like go try to help Tubby, and I think Tella like just is kind of roused from that because she has some words with Sundown and gets up gingerly as well. She has that pain thing that Sundown gave her. So,
oh yeah.
All right, so that's a 12.
Wow.
Very helpful.
Oh, that is fantastic. So you guys go out together, and so I will give you guys a hard choice. You can, I'll give you three. Well, one of the options is the non-thing because it means you don't do the thing you wanted to do. So that's not even a choice. But of course, you can turn back with no cost whatsoever to the two of you. You can continue forward and find Tebby, bring her back, but you'll have to leave something behind in the sandstorm. Or yeah, that's the choice. Yeah, you have to leave something behind.
I think since Tella's carrying that pain thing and probably has like just kind of looking at what the hell did you give me this for? What did it even do? So I mean, it kind of makes sense that she would just drop it and leave it behind.
Yeah.
What to do with this?
Ooh, ouch! That is a nice thing. It is so sad that it's left behind.
Yeah, I think it's like I'll ask Sanan to like cover us as I bring. I'm carrying Tebby back to the cave.
Awesome. Cool. You guys carry Tebby back to the cave. You bring her helmet. She had taken it off, thinking somehow in her delirium that she was where she wanted to be, but she was not. And good. If you guys are okay with it, we can just kind of, is there a thing you want to do with Tebby? I guess the question I have. Once you get her back.
Yeah, I'm a bit annoyed. All my work just gone, but I don't have any more string left, so I have to do a thing that I didn't want to do and pull on something I tried to forget, and I just, well, thanks XP for getting that back to me. So yeah, I think I'll put Tebby down like where I treated her and just like and take off a glove I was wearing, which I forgot to specify I'm wearing gloves, but now I'm gonna just take that off. And yeah, I'll try to use this healing touch. Yeah.
Oh, delicious. Delicious.
Yeah. Wonder which Imperial officer I learned clandestine force powers from. Who knows?
I think probably Markwell, maybe?
Yeah, probably.
Seems appropriate. I mean, I'm sure she probably wanted to show you the dark side, powers the dark side. You don't have to lose people, she said she would tell you. Roll plus weird?
Yeah, how is my weird? Oh, my weird is
-1, yes.
Yeah. Yes. Well, at least it's highlighted.
See, I wanted to encourage you to do this wonderful Miss
well, that's 7. So what happens on a 7?
I love this. This is perfect. Read aloud what happens on a 7 with this wonderful roll.
On a 7 to 9, I heal 1 segment, but I'm also opening my brain, so I roll that move next. Wow, I just get a lot of XP from this if I get a weak hit.
No, it's basically you're not okay. The way I've read it is you've opened your brain and theirs to the world's psychic maelstrom without protection or preparation. For you and your patient, if your patient's a fellow player character, treat it as though you've made that move and missed the roll.
Oh, I thought that was part of the miss because it says on a miss, first you don't heal them, second you open your brain. Yeah, I thought that was part of the miss.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I was conflating some things. Okay, cool. So you roll that move next. Yes, so roll that move next. Exactly what you said. If I'd shut up, I would have sounded smarter.
Fine. That's another 7. Wow.
Oh, good. So what were you thinking about as you tried to heal Tebby?
Let me actually read the open rain. I'm thinking about let's see. I'm thinking about who is this person? Who is this? There's this Leppy who is surprisingly nicer than she should be to a bunch of stowaways on her speeder bike. Like, who also brought up her own mess along with us. Like, who is she? Like,
nice. So I would like to kind of lead this off with just almost a montage, and then Steven, if you wanted to pick up the ball with any headcanon that you had from future adventures. So the first thing that you see is a young Lepi on the streets of Mos Eisley. You recognize the streets of Mos Eisley. It's obviously some time ago, but you see the shock black fur, and then the little the little streak of white that splits the middle of her adorable little Leppy face. Imagine an anthropomorphic bunny girl. I mean, oh my goodness, melt your heart. She's a little street urchin, and there's a older human male who comes in and slowly kind of coaxes her along by offering her food and shelter. And then we see her getting older, and she's working in a junk shop reconditioning items. As you see, this man is there almost like a paternal, kind of a fatherly figure for her, and he starts to get older. She grows up here. She goes from working in the back to reconditioning, cleaning things, to in the front, because she's a little more amiable and adorable Leppy, working with customers and the like. And then we see she heads out of the shop. She's not far from her age now. Like, she looks fully grown, and the older man, who's now looks to be in his late 50s, maybe 60s, is there. He's washing up, and the door opens up, and you can tell that from the guy's demeanor, it's like he's saying they're closed. And you see a person in Mandalorian battle armor reaches up with his wrist and fires something, and you see this little dart hit the old man, and quickly these black veins come out, and it's like he just bit down on some strychnine, and he falls to the ground dead. And then the last thing that we see before I hand over to Stephen is the Leppy coming back into the shop and discovering her kind of adoptive father murdered. So Stephen, any other flashes or montages from that moment you wanted to throw in?
I think you then see Tebby in a firefight. She's still wearing kind of the same clothes, but she's in the middle of a fight with some strangers. I don't remember if Janella was there or not. She may have been.
Oh, she was.
Yeah. So
They
Janella was
assaulted in the
there.
palace, but, yeah.
Yeah. So you see this firefight, and you see the guy in Mandalorian armor goes down. And then you see a flash of, like a spaceship, and there's basically, she's piloting and battling in space, and then I think that's the end of the vision.
Well, glad we fell into this person's. Vehicle could have been anyone else's.
Cool. And I think with the healing, you will wake up, Tebby. And I'll put this in your hands, Stephen. Were you aware, or was Tebby aware of what she had shared with Tella? Or is this something that Tella just picked up?
So I don't think Tebby was aware. I think that if he had failed and we both opened our brains, then I think she'd be aware that something weird happened. But I think in this case she wasn't. So I think she kind of coughs a little bit as she wakes up and kind of pushes Tella away, and is like, stay away, because this is dangerous. This is a dangerous place, and I don't want anyone to hurt me. She looks around for a blaster gun, but maybe it's still out in the sand somewhere.
I throw a look to Sundown and just say, well, that's gratitude for you.
Yeah, it reminds me of somebody.
Oh,
do you roll plus cold for that, or?
So I think that Tebby says, we don't have anywhere to go for a while until the sandstorm passes. We just have to kind of wait it out. So what are you guys running from?
One of the groups of Imperials fighting, I am actually not sure which one, and I don't really care.
Yeah, let's leave it at Imperials.
I mean, that doesn't narrow it down much, I know. But I don't know. Whoever took over after Muckwell, I guess. I can't keep track of which factions are in charge of which parts of town anymore. They keeps changing. I don't know. Whoever had the jail.
And who sent me on this job? It was the Hut, right?
It was indeed Timo the Hutt.
Who is not aligned with either of the Imperial groups, correct?
Nope. He claims to be the best friend of Moshuta.
I see. Okay.
I mean, he's not wrong because, fewer people were dying per day when he was in charge.
And Tebby turns to Tala and says, "And you?"
I'm just trying to live my life, and then, well, Imperials came a knocking, and I'm just look. I didn't really expect to be here. I'd expect to be in some sort of Imperial holding facility, in some black site, in some hell planet, in a few days. Now I'm here, thanks to that one, pointing at sundown. And now I don't know.
I mean, that can still happen if you want. We're headed to Mos Eisley, and who the hell knows what the Imperial presence there is.
I thought. Sounds very hard to phrase this. Well, at any rate, and I kind of look at Tebby, he's like, whatever is happening with me and Moshuta and Sundown and everyone else, I doubt you didn't expect to be caught up in it, but sorry, we're here now.
Oh, this happens to me all the time. So,
Oh yeah,
I'm not that worried about you guys. So, just as long as you don't get in my way, I won't get in your way, and we can get out of this.
Well, we're doing well so far.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess I'm lucky you guys came along too, because otherwise I'd probably still be out there, and I'd be, maybe that droid would have gotten the drop on me. So, thank you.
Oh, I'm very tempted to make another snarky remark, but I think Tala's gonna hold herself this time. So I think I just nod at Tebby and then turn to Sundown and say, "So what was the plan? What was the?"
I mean, this was it.
This was it. Okay.
I didn't have a whole lot of time to make plans beyond let's jump on that speeder and get away.
Okay. All right. When we were leaving, things were exploding.
Yes.
Was that part of the plan?
Not from my side, but it was part of a plan, I think. I'm guessing Grim?
Of course it'd be Grim. Really looking forward to using the flamethrower, I betcha. Okay, all right. Okay, here's what I want to happen. When we were leaving, the building I saw exploding was the medical center. Now, I don't know about you, but the people running that center, sorry, let me just go and find that name. Dorla, lovely folks. They don't deserve that to happen. So we're gonna go to Mos Eisley. We're gonna restock, reheal, reshape, whatever the hell we need to do. And then we're coming back to Moshuta, right? We're not whatever the heck your plan was. It looked like it was things were going to hell in a handbasket there. And I don't know about you. I don't feel like leaving a place with all that happening just for me.
Oh, of course we're going back to Moshuta.
Okay, good. All right, I just wanted that out in the open.
Well, I'm going back to Moshuta because, that's where I get paid.
Well, we better get back soon, because otherwise I don't know what's left of Moshuda after your job.
I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure we can do much about the fighting. I think maybe the best we can do is, show up afterwards and try to pick up the pieces. But I mean, I'm not in a hurry to get in between, two Imperial squads or 3 or however many there are now.
Well, to be honest, this job wouldn't have gotten done without you. So whenever we get back, I can put in a good word with you with Timo the Hutt. And I guess you deserve a cut of the payment.
I will not argue with that. And yeah, Timo is a little bit irritated with me right now, so I could use a good word. Yeah.
Oh, how irritated? I mean,
Not that irritated, but
if he's got a bounty on you, maybe I'm not going
No.
to mention that we ran across you, and that's your benefit. But yeah, okay.
No, not like that. Like I don't know. I made a prediction that turned out wrong, and yeah, I don't know. But it's not. He doesn't think that I last I heard, he didn't think that I double crossed him or anything.
A prediction? Are you one of those charlatans that sets up shop in the city?
Nah, I'm more of a freelancer.
Oh, okay.
A freelance charlatan?
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Don't forget, by the way, that you do have a bit of information about a setup vis-a-vis the Major Domo.
Yeah, right. I completely forgot about that. I thought I had. Okay.
That's why I wanted to throw that in. It didn't seem like you were.
Yeah. Speaking of Timo, are you sure? What is his name? What is his name? Zabrir Biz?
Yeah, Zabrir Biz. Sorry, I thought I muted myself. I was trying to. Yeah, Zabrir Biz.
Yeah. So Zabrir Biz guy. He's. Are you is he the one that you talk to, or do you talk directly to Timo? Because I think. I'm trying to say this without like revealing that, I used the Force to do this, because total stranger. Also, Jedi are not exactly safe to be in the open here. And also, I'm not even really a Jedi. I'm just like a Force user, but I don't want to advertise that, which is why I was like, yes, I'm a freelance charlatan. My fortune telling is completely fake, except for this thing I know about this guy who set you up. Okay, I got it. So I've seen that droid before.
Oh, and I think Tebby kind of stands up as if she feels a little threatened.
Talking to Zebra Biss. That's why I'm wondering if.
Oh, well, that
right
makes
before
more
I got
sense.
kicked out of the.
Okay, so now we have a target. Is that right? Okay, I see. We got to take him out.
Yeah, unless you think we can use him somehow.
Use Zebra
He doesn't
Biss?
know. Wait, he doesn't know.
Well, but he knows his droid didn't make it.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I need to, once this sandstorm goes down, I need to go collect some evidence. Go grab the, droid pieces, and because I want something to toss on the table whenever I see him.
Yeah, evidence and parts.
Yeah.
But speeders, if anything's left of it.
Yeah. Well, the scavengers will come through here soon enough and take care of it. I mean, we've got all those little Jawas and stuff. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm just thinking there might be some cool weapons on that speeder. In case you don't have enough, and I'm like looking at your speeder, like. Then again, I'm not sure you could fit any more on that.
Cool. Shall we cut away?
Yeah.
So Janella, after Grom takes over, trying to get everybody organized, what is it that you do to pass the time as the storm rages overhead or around you?
I don't know. Like I'm checking out the warehouse, making sure it's nice and secure. Checking out I guess we have control of the AA gun. That's kind of nice.
You do, and that is nice. Yeah, yeah.
What's the full range on that? Can I? Is it only?
Great question. So I think it's the AA gun is basically a quad laser. Turbo lasers that can, like, I would imagine that it has kind of the cool Star Wars like grid thing going on, and maybe there's even like a little seat beside it, so you can aim the gun around. Right now, it's inside the warehouse, but you can see that there's one of those pieces of the roof that kind of slides back, and this thing kind of ratchets, kind of pops forward a little bit, so that you have a good range of motion, and it's primarily created to defend the spaceport. It's not like a thing you could shoot stuff out of space from.
Yeah, and I can't like target the ground.
It's not like you would need to make significant changes to it for that to happen. It's really built to have a 360 view of the
Gotcha.
area.
But yeah, I guess like we're like making the warehouse our space, really. Whatever that entails.
Okay.
Worried about Grim? I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's Grim. Grim was like right outside, and then all of a sudden he didn't show. Something must have happened to Grim.
Then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna wait for Grom, and then we're gonna do our stuff, and then go search for Grim.
Okay, Sergeant Grom comes up to report to you.
He doesn't have.
He still has a bit of a military demeanor in the stiff posture that he has. And, everything's squared away to the best of our ability. We have some meager supplies. We have a few blasters and blaster pistols, or blaster rifles we snagged off of some of the stormtroopers before everyone scrambled in here. Some food, a little bit of water. The warehouse itself, there are some crates that I have a few people opening up and cataloging what we have. But for now, we should be able to last a day or so.
All right. It's a great job. I totally kiss him in thanks.
He's down with that.
Yeah. No, I draw him back towards the makeshift bed that we've made up. Then we do the fade out. Presumably he's interested, since he's so insanely in love with me, because I'm a horrible monster that manipulated him.
Listen, he's in love with you, and he doesn't see this manipulation at all.
Yeah, well,
no complaints.
He doesn't know the truth, so So basically, I hit him with the hypnotic 10+ result. So
nice.
So for NPCs, while I have hold over them, they can't act against me, and they can spend the hold various ways. I have 3 hold, so on them. But then, like I say, look, you and I, we need to bundle up and go out into the storm to search for some of our friends and allies.
Not even hesitation. Yes, we should.
Like, try to take out more of the Imperials along the way. We can do it use the sandstorm as cover. Try to free Moshuda.
Nice.
Maybe make our way to Timo's for more help, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. So where would you like to go? If you take a look at the roll for your party, you guys are currently in Warehouse Besh. you're going to have to engage my custom move of traveling during a sandstorm if you want to do that.
Yeah, that's easy. No problem. No problem.
It's fine. You just roll plus cool.
No, I roll. Yeah, no, yeah, I roll plus cool. I'm good at cool enough. I'm good enough.
Yeah,
at cool, so.
you're cool enough. Do you want to make your way to Timos? Do you want to make your way
to Timos?
All right. Sweet. I'll give you a +1 on that then.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
And the sand people, of course, they're other. You aren't noticed.
Yeah, like probably Imperials or whatever.
Yeah.
So I got an 8 on the dice, +1 from you, and +1 from my cool, so that's a 10.
Awesome. On a 10+, you get all 3. You aren't noticed by anyone. Don't have to use up too much water supplies in the doing, and you aren't worn down by the heat. So you guys, I'm imagining Janella like hides her face with some kind of scarf, and Grome throws on his stormtrooper helmet, and then you guys head out into the sandstorm. You pass by the barracks. It is. You can see that the sand along the electric fence, because there's a point if you look at the barracks area, there's a point where you can look off of the plateau, and the electrified fence is set up there. And the electrified fence is still going, so you can see that there's a bunch of sand that kind of spricks and sparkles along the electrified fence barrier, but it doesn't even slow it down. The storm comes by, and you guys end up having to like hold hands, and occasionally he's gripping and trying to hold on to your. I don't think you wear mini clothing, so like your hand, your arm, or something. He tries to kind of be the lead dog, as it were. You guys stop at the barracks at one point and kind of pick along that because you remember enough of the layout, and then eventually you make your way to Timo's palace and make it to the front door. Now, Timo's palace, not that Timo would ever admit it, but the design of Timo's palace is significantly influenced by Jabba's palace. And so you do have the huge blast door, the set outside with a little eyeball kind of sentry thing. So it comes out, and then the wind's whistling by you guys. Yeah, totally, Grome's in stormtrooper armor, so that's not a good thing.
Yeah. Like I'll pull like the veil down as it getting close, and like state the name, and while we're here, and some updates on the current situation. So we need to meet with Timo.
Ooh. Cool. So if you were willing to offer a barter, they will definitely let you in. Otherwise, you're going to need to manipulate your way past.
I will manipulate my way past.
All right. You seem to be decent. All right. Good luck.
I mean, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. With a 7 to 9 on manipulation. You do get that XP. Sometimes they'll go along with you, but they need some concrete assurance, corroboration, or evidence first. And here's what they say. The stormtrooper stays outside.
Okay.
Grum just nods. Yeah, he doesn't even get upset. He understands.
Yeah.
He says, be careful. And then he's going to try to slide you his blaster pistol. Which means he'll be standing out there without any weapon whatsoever.
I look down to my sword. I'm like, I'll be fine.
He kind of stammers from him. May the force be with you.
And also with you?
Then the door starts opening up, and the wind whistles in, and a Gamorrean reaches as soon as he sees your arm. He tries to yank you to where you have to duck down under because they want to close the door.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't get out of here. It's not comfortable.
Nice.
I like
it. The door closes, and then immediately you see there are a couple of Twi'leks that come by with brooms, and they start sweeping all of the sand off of the carpets. And if you look in the, I think, did I throw a picture? No, I didn't throw a picture of Timo's, but I can screen share just real quick because I think it's worthy of having a idea of the layout. And here we go. I love this thing. Yeah, good job making this throne room. It's like a seashell design. It's really cool. I will now share screens. Okay, screen sharing is easiest with 2 monitors. Did you know that, guys? It's true. All right, there we go. Cool. So, oh, look at that. That's awesome. When you screen share, it like keeps it so to the side. That's so cool. Awesome. So you came through the fortified gates, and they did not open this gate, so it's almost like an airlock. There is no sand here, and you hear there's music. There's jazz music being played. You head through the reception room, and hey, guess what? Hoshi is here as well as Drawl, members of.
I totally waved to them. Like, hey.
Hoshi's like super excited to see you. She comes up and
I saved your life.
she's like, "Oh my goodness!" She gives you a hug.
Yeah,
Because,
totally.
yeah, that's a thing. And Trask is there, the guy who runs the cantina, and yeah, so you guys will head through the grand hallway. The music starts getting louder, and then eventually you come into Timo's throne room. And you see that the cantina bar is serving, and there's a whole party. It is very full. There are a lot of people here. Some people look like they maybe just recently arrived, but they appear to have been welcomed. Like they look like recent refugees, but you can see that some of the servants here are providing them with the meager bits of water that they have. That's the one thing about this that you notice, and I'm not going to make you roll, is that within the cantina bar in the throne room, lots of alcohol, not a lot of water, because the water tower was destroyed last night. So, yeah. But that's where you end up, and Timo on his little floating palanquin is there in the middle, and he floats up and starts coming over towards you and says, Danila.
Timo.
You grace us with your presence. So happy that you are here.
I know it's been took far longer than I had hoped before I could finally meet you, and well, things got a bit hectic, as I'm sure you're aware.
Too bad. Sandstorms, but they say the sandstorm wipes clean. I hear that a lot of stormtroopers died outside.
Yeah, you're welcome for that.
Dorola says you came here with a stormtrooper. Are you under Imperial control?
No, he's a defector under my control.
Oh.
Yeah, he was responsible for the death of their initial leader. That's Psycho
Markwil.
Yeah, her.
Yes, she has Jedi mind powers.
Yeah, I found that out the hard way.
Not good.
Yeah,
He comes closer, and you see that there's a male Twi'lek who's in basically a loincloth who was behind him, and it looks like he was oiling him down. There's certain sores and the like that he gets from sitting for too long, and Timo sucks from his little hoop. Right? That's exactly right. He's not like he gets to drink too much water right now, so he sucks on his little hookah there. He says, "Come, we have food, not much water, but all kinds of intoxicants."
I'm flattered. Gladly, I'll grab a drink, but I'm here to discuss business with you. Hopefully, sure, the sandstorm wipes away much, but the stormtrooper's armor is pretty strong, and I think now's a good time to do some hit and run attacks on the remaining forces, since we've already taken out the one faction. I've even taken over Warehouse Besh.
You have. Good. Yeah. And you notice that the music is going, but it's low. It's more like chill jazz club type music.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a number of people who are paying attention here. And Timo says, Danila, these are interesting things. Perhaps you talk to my Major Domo. You talk to Zabribis, you talk about such things, but first I must insist. My boys, they need a break. He points over towards the jazz band. They've been playing for so long. Maybe you share with us?
Oh, I mean, for such generous hospitality, I'd be honored to dance for you.
Oh. And then he claps his hands, and people all start getting around it. The palanquin kind of hovers away, and he gives you, effectively gives you the stage, as it were. There is actually a little stage. They do have gladiator combat down in the sand pits there, but that hasn't gone on for a while. But that's a good place, unless you want to head down into the central area, if you remember the picture.
I don't, but right here's good.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, she starts her dance. The classic thing. Yeah, it's hard to see because of the layout of StreamYard. Oh, okay.
Is that better?
Yes, it is.
Sweet. Yay for making things bigger, Rich. I learn stuff sometimes. Awesome.
So I guess that if the better view is down in the pit,
everyone will definitely be able to see you there.
Yeah,
people will come down, and these steps are also, of course, people can sit on them. And you see there are children here, mothers, and of course there are some businessmen. You see Acevedo is here, the Trandoshan, whose weapon shop was taken over by the Imperials, and you see a number of other members of the community that you recognize.
Sure. Yeah, so we'll go down into the pit because everyone needs to see her at work because she is vain like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, just I guess I'll roll Artful and Gracious.
Okay, I think you should do that.
All right, boom. There's an 11. So,
wow, Artful and Gracious with an 11, and I think that's an XP for you as well.
Yep. So 10 plus, spend 3. Spend 1 to name an NPC member of your audience and choose 1. Timo the Hutt must have my services.
That's canon. Yes.
Yep. He must give me a gift, and I don't have a patron, so the choice is
that's true.
Optional. Really.
Well, I mean, you could call yourself your own patron. I don't know. That's a fair point.
I guess they admire me.
Cool. You need a patron. Obviously, if you're playing a Skinner, you have to have a patron. So, step 1, find a patron. I don't know. No, I think it's find the way you are.
He's already met me, but I guess I could choose things from multiple NPCs.
Yeah, I think so.
NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got to look at free agent. I guess. This will definitely cause problems. So this will be great. What's the major demo's name?
The Zebra Abyss.
Yeah, he's in love with me. So that's what's going to cause the problem.
Oh no. Oh no. I put exclamation points after I typed that in for the character. Sweet. That is great.
So yeah.
Slimy Zabrabis is in love with you. That is great. Cool. Good. So Janella, you bring that dance to a close, and then Zabrabis motions for you. It's like, please come here. And he's going to ask you to come aside.
Okay. This is the first I'm meeting him, so
it's true. You were told that he is the major domo for Timo, and Timo kind of put aside the no, let's not talk of such things. You should talk to my major domo about combat plans and that kind of stuff. He doesn't want to get the populace that are all huddled here waiting out the sandstorm worried about complex battle plans and the like. Maybe even Timo doesn't want to deal with such things. He's busy.
It's fair.
Who knows? But yeah, so you will meet with Zebra Biss, and I just threw the Slack. Unfortunately, Joshua was having internet's down in his area. He did have the question that you owe him from the rollover for HX. So I'll pose that question to you now, Joe, and then we're going to cut away to catch up with the others. Okay? Sound good? So I'll put that in the chat. The question is, if the going gets tough, this is a question from Grim to Janela. If the going gets tough, would Janela have Grim's back or save their own skin? Well, I don't know why you wasted that question. I know the answer to that question. Oh, that's not the answer I thought. What? That's not what I expected. I am surprised.
We have a relationship. Also, remember, like, started off as a bounty hunter that worked with other bounty hunters, so
that is true.
He's also not a scumbag stormtrooper with terrible ideals.
He is not. That was such a slam on poor Grom, was standing outside in the sandstorm waiting for you to come back. Awesome. So we'll cut away from you. And so what I'd like to do is have a scene, and then we'll take our mid-game break. And with this scene, it will be Sundown, Tebby, and Tella. And this is begins with the sandstorm abating. The winds whistling outside die down. And the three of you are surprised at the amount of quiet. Because you don't have the wind anymore. The battering of the sand coming in has abated, and the world is quiet again. It's hot. The sun comes out again, no longer obfuscated by all the sand. Both suns baking overhead. It is after the period of where both are at their zenith, so it is still hot. It's probably 90 degrees. But it is a dry heat, and it is tolerable.
It sounds downright pleasant.
So I think Tebby is going to go out and, cautiously, because it's quiet and everything, and start looking for HBO 4.
Cool. So yeah, I think you lost your blaster. Is that no Painwave projector?
Painwave, yeah.
Yeah. You find your blaster pistol outside, and you search through the snow, and you find just the top of this little battle droid head peeking through the sand, and you see pieces of the speeder bike nearby, like the little foil thing, and then a piece of one of the brake like handles and the like. But you see his little battle droid head, and once you brush away some of the sand, you see that his carapace, or his body, has been blasted up, and the lights are off on his little eyes. He appears to be destroyed, or at least unfunctional. What do you do?
Oh, so I'm going to drag him out. Whatever pieces I can find that are identifiable.
Cool.
And I look back at the cave where my speeder bike is and all the cargo. I probably strap him to the front.
Like a deer?
Well, sort of. I don't, if he activates, I don't want him back with the explosives.
Okay. I think that totally makes sense. There's a nice big blaster bolt right through his chest. You can see there's sand all inside. Like when you pick him up, there's just sand just leaking out of it. And Tella and Sundown, you see little Tebby drag this ancient Clone War era battle droid and start strapping it to be a nice little hood ornament for her speeder bike.
While she's doing that, I don't thinking this like do I have anything that I can think I'm like so what I would like to do in character is, kind of get a look at the rest of our route to Mos Eisley, and if there's anybody else like this waiting for us. So I don't really have a move for that, but like open your brain is always there. So
open brain is always there for a brainer.
Yep.
Yes, that's your whole thing.
Yep. So I would like to do that. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, so that's oh good. That's plus weird. That's 7.
Okay,
I keep
cool.
rolling 5s and then they're really 7s, but it's still like
it's terrifying, but then
Uh-huh.
it turns out that it's okay. Cool. So you peer out along the sand in the general direction of Mos Eisley, and you see that the path is clear, but you see that there are dark clouds over Mos Eisley itself. The place where you end up, you know that there is someone there, someone with power like you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'll definitely be looking out for that, and I think I'll warn. I think Tebby's kind of busy with this droid thing that she's doing, but I will definitely mention that to Tella. Okay, because I think Tella knows that I have some force ability. Tebby doesn't, and I don't know Tebby very well, so I'm not like. I don't really want to reveal that to her, but I think it's okay that I, can say it to Tella. So yeah, it's like there's somebody with some force skill in Mos Eisley, and it looks like not someone that we want to be involved with. So let's get in and get out and be careful.
I think Tella kind of like. No, she doesn't. No, she's not that smirk. No. Here's the weird thing. Yeah, she smirks at that, and says like, "Well, it's not like we've gotten to. It's not like we've dealt with worse. Anyway, she kind of like gestures like having no guns anymore, and just say like, yeah, we'll go in and out. I'll make sure we all stay alive long enough to be able to do that."
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, did Sundown see me like just literally just put my like hand on Tebby and just wake them up like?
I don't think so. I mean, I saw you put your hand on Tebby, and then I saw Tebby wake up. I don't know that I connected the two.
But yeah, Tella's kind of just saying like, well, if something bad happens, I can't really do much but keep y'all alive.
Well, if something bad happens, I'm sure I'll appreciate that.
Cool. So with that information exchanged, Tebby, you finish lashing the remains of HBO4 to your lovely little speeder bike. It's able to handle the weight, but you're going to have to go a little slower. Luckily, a little slower for a speeder bike means still way faster than any sandcrawler or most speeders could handle. You load up, I assume, and maybe we end this scene with you, unless there's some conversation you want to have with Tebby.
I can't think of a way to reveal this information to Tebby without being like, yeah, I used the Force to find this out. So instead, I think I'm just like get back into the the little hover trailer or whatever with the barrels, and I am glad that we're going a little slower this time. That's a good thing for me, because we're slightly less likely to fall out and die.
So I think whenever Tebby gets ready to head out, she explains, so we're going to be going a little bit off route because, HBO4 was waiting for us. And there might be others. Also, expect resistance whenever we get to Mos Eisley, because the Major Domo may have already set up some other situation.
Good point. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think going out of the way is wise. I can't see a lot of people just, waiting for us in a sandstorm, but you never know.
Right. And then I think we head off, and you see the trail behind us. The sand kicking up as we pass.
Nice. Cool. So we are at our midpoint. We are going to 27 after. Let's take an 8-minute break. So we'll see you at 25 till. I'll see you in 8 minutes. See you guys soon. So, hey, Joe, how are you doing?
All right, yourself.
Good, good. Quite
Busy
good.
day.
Yeah, going to be a busy day. We're actually going to the Renfest. It started last weekend, and it should be tolerable today.
Cool. Yeah. Weather good.
Um, it's been in the 70s. I haven't actually looked to see what the weather's going to be like today. I hope it's
pretty good.
Yeah, I'll
Better
take
than
it.
the 90s.
Better than a night. Better, like it sounds like it's pretty chilly for you. That stinks.
It's wonderful. I could have the window open with like my ceiling fan and my window fan on. I'll have to put the AC on. It's nice.
It is 66 right now.
Yeah, that's good temperature. It's like the spring we never had.
Yeah, it's only 70 here, which is weird.
I got out of work yesterday and it was 70 degrees. I'm like, what? What happened?
It's like 25 degrees, lower than, well, I guess maybe 20 since it's not noon yet, than it usually is here. So it's, yeah, like the AC is off and I'm not like dying of heat exhaustion sitting here.
Good.
I think they've been counting here in Austin. We're up into the 17 days of over 100 degrees or something like that. So
yeah.
Oh, Austin is Central Time Zone, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thought so. I just forgot to ask. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Leandra, what's weather in Ireland like?
Surprisingly warm and sunny. I say surprising because you never know. Here in Ireland, we do get those days where it's just all the weather all at once. So, the usual. It's bright early. It's bright, and I think how to convert this right. Yeah, 70 degrees Fahrenheit right now.
Sounds nice.
Which is very lovely. But I can see the clouds turning, and it's gonna rain for 20 minutes, and then the sun will come out once more. That'll stay there for an hour, tricking enough people to be like, oh, we can go back out, we can enjoy the sun a bit more, have cans of beer next to the canals, and then the clouds will come in another 20 minutes and ad nauseum.
I mean,
so why bother?
Just without the humidity.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, not awesome, but at least you have some nice weather in between the spurts of rain.
Just have to time everything perfectly. We get that here too, especially spring and fall, where oh, it's super nice. And then by the time you step outside to do whatever it is you were going to do, yeah, downpour.
Nice. Cool. So we will pick up with Janella. Checked in during the break. Joshua is still, internet does not appear to be back for him, unfortunately. Very.
Yeah, it's the one advantage Jitsi had that, if only it had worked, because you could call in.
Yeah, that was nice. I wish, but I think StreamYard's focus is not around having a web conference, but actually stream stuff. So what do they care about person calling in kind of deal, I guess is the logic there. I don't know.
Fair.
Let's jump back in to Timo's throne room as the jazz band picks back up again after you finish your set, Janella. And I'm just curious. So when Janella dances, is this thing where she's like a seductive dancer? Is she very athletic? Is it an acrobatic dance?
I mean, it really depends on the.
Okay. Well, what was this dance most like?
This she was doing I've seen belly dancers do a lot of sword play in their thing, so she was doing that type of thing.
Nice. So as we take a look at the map there, Zephyr Biss motions for you. The he motions for you to head towards this area up here. You can see that, yes, immediately as soon as the door opens, you see there's a bed, and there's even a small plant in this area, and the door closes once you walk inside, and he heads over and sits on the bed because yeah, that is the thing this Togruta does. He isn't ugly.
I've seen the picture. He's quite attractive.
he's not ugly. So yeah, he heads over, has a seat, and says,
Is there like a? So you said there's a bed. Is there like desks or anything?
"Sure." I would say there's a
So,
desk,
like,
although it's
yeah.
not. Yeah.
She'll like sit across from him on the like hop up on the desk and do like the leg cross thing, sit, lean back type thing.
Cool. He pulls out a small data pad and kind of pans through it a little bit. Says, "Your dancing is extraordinary."
Thank you. I'm honored that you think so. I hope Timo also approved.
Of course he does.
And I'm sure I'm just happy to help raise spirits in this trying time.
Timo likes what I suggested he likes. He's a figurehead, you see.
How interesting. Then I'm lucky to be speaking with the true power.
You are indeed. You seem very concerned about the people of Moshuta.
Oh, why?
Where did you put all my papers?
Hold on just a moment. I'm
No
sorry.
problem. Things are going great, guys. I got him right in the palm of my hand. I have him right where he wants me. Stop being a grump, Tella.
Don't you still have one of those?
I still have a
quotes?
holdover. Yeah.
Make me think of you at an opportune moment.
Yep. I'm like waiting. I'm like, do I spend it or do I hold it over you and force you to spend it at some point? Like I was thinking, I'm like, I can force you to act under fire. I'm like, it'll just give you an XP and you'll probably succeed. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
But yeah, well, fictionally, what is that even like? Why would Janella even do that?
because I mean, look, you got to get distracted by thoughts of me.
Or is it maybe like you ask me a straight up question, I refuse to answer, and you have to make me act under fire to like not answer the question?
Anyway,
Sorry about that.
no problem.
Cool. So, yeah, so he said you're very interested in the people of Moshuta.
Won't
He
deny.
says it more like he's making conversation. He's not, you can tell he's not super bought into, oh yeah, I'm all in for the people of Moshuta as well. Although that is very much Timo's PR. Like, that is how Timo, he is Moshuta. Moshuta is him, is how Timo approaches things.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, this city won't thrive with the Imperials here. You know, it's just like it. We got along fine before. You've got along fine before them, and if we drive them out, then things can go back to the way that they should be.
Yes.
Thrive
Yes.
under your oversight.
Exactly. Things after this little trouble, they should return to normal, but the water tower will have to be rebuilt. The Imperial control over the control tower and both of the starport landing bays have to be reestablished.
Those are easy to do once we've gotten rid of the remaining dude. No, Harridan.
Harridan.
Yeah.
Timo prefers to wait this out, just like he did the sandstorm.
Well, I mean, that may be so, but that's just Timo's thoughts. But if you're the one in charge of the actual business, I've got a proposal. We need some ways to see through the sand and just to move, and we can do shadow strikes on their little outposts. We can implying that it was just looking up. We can swoop down on them and take them by surprise and liberate the city.
I think you're trying
And
to...
everyone will have you and Timo to thank.
Oh, you definitely have some leverage here. Let's see you manipulate him.
All right. 6 + 2 is an 8.
He says, that is a very tempting proposal. Then he looks over to the bed and pats it gently.
Oh yeah, no. That was good. Totally.
Okay.
And, like, she like gets up and it's like, caresses him before laying down. They fade.
Yeah, and I think it's a thing of like, I've been to Zeltros before. You would say like that's supposed to impress you. And then we'll fade to black.
Yeah, so now I have 3 hold on him.
Yep. Dang it. Why do people keep wanting to do this?
Hypnotic 10+. That's the go-to choice.
All right.
Very good choice. I need more room for notes. What's
So
this dude's name?
His name is Zabrir, Sabrir, Bis, BIS. He's on row 17 of the NPCs and places in the character keeper. Yeah, let's add some rows for you so you can keep more notes on your dirty notebook of
Seriously.
people who love you and will do anything for you and are ultimately doomed for it. There we go.
Yeah.
There's a couple more rows for you. In the gear. Well, I don't know if you want to add him as gear. You probably want to put in other poodoo, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, awesome.
Who? Oh yeah, Grom. I'm like, who did I sleep with earlier today?
Oh, poor Grom. He's so forgettable. Poor guy. All right, cool. Let's cut away from you. There we go. Now I've added some more rows for you. We'll cut away to Tebby bringing the speeder bike into Mos Eisley, the most wretched hive of scum and villainy you may ever lay your eyes upon. You can see that the hustle and bustle of Mos Eisley is a bit more subdued as people are still kind of pulling themselves out. As you zip past the bazaar, there are people who are kind of dusting things out, sweeping, moving sand off of wares and vegetables and the like. There is water here. There is food here. There is plenty here. One thing you do not see a significant amount of is stormtroopers. The Imperial presence here in Mos Eisley is a bit lighter than you may have seen the last time you were here. In fact, as you pass by one of the garrisons, the garrison being like a building where they would be, it appears to be abandoned. And so we cut, that's like our intro shot, and then we cut to the 3 of you standing in front of Watto's Emporium. So Watto the Tordarian has been on Tatooine for quite a long time. He once ran a shop and was a junk dealer and human trafficker in Mos Espa, but now he is a trader in Mos Eisley. He does trade in a great many things, and he flies up. You know, he looks even older, even crustier than because it's been 30 years since the Clone Wars movies. So he's a lot older, but Toydarian's aged a little bit slower than humans. He says, so I see that you've got some fuel for us.
Yes, and we are here to take back the barter that we've discussed previously.
Yeah, see, I've been talking with Zabrir Bis about this fuel you're offering. I'm gonna have to take a look at this. I've never tested the quality of this. So take some time. gather everything together.
Oh, I don't think we have a lot of time, Watto. I think that you and I both know that we need to get back as soon as possible. The sandstorm delayed everything. Should I return back to Zebra Abyss and to Timo and tell them that you do not trust them?
Wow, it sounds like you're... I don't think you're going aggro. I think it's just a straight up manipulation, right? Just
Yeah.
threatening him with losing the job. I think that sounds great. Anyone helping out here?
Yeah, so I have the move. Mine is the equivalent of going aggro though, so I'm not gonna do that. But I can certainly do something like that to help out.
Okay. Cool. Just go ahead and roll plus HX that you have with Tebby.
What is
It's a
my
2. It's
Oh,
pretty
cool. Oh, I have good HX with everybody. How'd that happen?
You know what they want. You're a brainer.
That is true. That's a 9.
Okay. Cool. So that'll give you a +1.
So
And you
with
cannot
the plus-
help.
Yes. With the +1, that gives me a total of 2.
What?
Because my hot is -1, right?
Yeah.
And I rolled snake eyes.
Oh. Yeah. So Watto, he kind of rubs his little snout, that hangs down over his mouth. Very hurtful. And Sundown, you notice this first, but there is a Cathari who is coming towards the shop, striding purposely. What's a Cathari, Rich? That's no problem. I've got an answer for you. And this is what this Cathari looks like. So they are kind of sort of cat people. And Sundown, we have cat people and we have rabbit people. Hot damn, I love Star Wars.
Natural enemies there.
I know. And what's more, Sundown, this is the person that you knew was waiting for you somewhere.
Oh boy.
Here.
Okay, cool. So probably don't want to be using the Force in any obvious way right now. Oh wait, I have a thing. I have these deep earplugs that protect the wearer from brainer moves. In this case,
you have one pair. Just so you know,
just the one pair. Yeah. But I'm gonna keep them handy because I do know that they. That was more just me making a note to myself that I have those.
If only you had a painwave projector, that would really pay off right now.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I am going to use those, and I'm going to I'm going to do my hiding in plain sight thing, and I'm going to try to get a look at. So I'm going to step out where this Cathari person can see me, and use my read person.
Nice. Okay.
But I am going to use the anti-force earplugs so that they don't immediately know that I'm doing that.
Nice. Cool. So as far as Tebby, what you see, Watto pauses for a little bit, he rubs his snout and he says, I have to take a look at least. I mean, I trust them, but do I trust you, little Lebby? I heard that you used to run a junk shop. And he kind of points over towards the abandoned building where you used to be. Maybe you shut up shop because you rip people off. Your word I don't mind hurting. I will look. We'll look in the barrels.
I think, and Tebby has gotten angry. She's kind of, how dare you not believe me?
Nice. Yeah, he's pushing your buttons.
Yeah.
Cool. Good. So it sounds like you wanted to read. Let's see how you pull off that little roll there, Sundown.
I would like to do that. Oh, I pulled off that roll pretty well. I do roll well. It doesn't matter what I roll, because that's an 11 plus 2, 13.
Wow. That's pretty good. Yeah. Were you doing read a person or were you?
Yes, read a person.
Awesome. Cool. So with an 10 plus, you hold 3. Tella, you notice that there's very, very light Imperial, but there are more stormtroopers in tiny little Moshuta than there is in Mos Eisley, as far as you can tell. Watto and Tebby have a thing going on. Sundown's staring off distractedly. There's some Cathari woman that's headed this way, maybe to trade. What are you doing?
Yeah, a bit uneasy with all this. I think I'm reading this situation this time.
Nice.
Just to spread it all out. Yeah.
Read all the things. I love it.
Ooh, that's a 12.
Wow. That is 3 questions.
Hell yeah. Who's in control here?
Who's in control here? Within this conversation between Tebby and Watto is in control. Tebby's tried to lay down leverage, but Watto evidently has a sense that things aren't exactly as Tebby is represented, or at least that's what he thinks, and so he's going to push things a little bit. You also feel that this Cathari is a bit of a threat, but she's not yet in control.
So what should I be on the which enemy's the biggest threat?
Ooh, yeah, that's the Cathari. You recognize her from a from a time when there was a list of bounty hunters that the Imperial were working through, potentially employing. And you know, this Cathari's name is Ramara Reese.
Ooh. Oh man, she's a bounty hunter. She recognized me. Not that the Empire would put a bounty on me. I don't think they care. But
sure, of course not. Yeah.
Of course not. And last question is, where's my best escape route?
Oh yeah, you can duck into Watto's shop, no problem, and that'd be the best way to extricate yourself from these potential troubles.
Okay. I don't want to leave Sundown behind. So I think what Taz gonna do is she's gonna just park herself at the doorway of the shop. And in between where Sundown and Tebby are.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case, whichever side pops off first.
Cool. And just so we have a shared imagination that makes sense. Watto's out kind of in front of this shop. It's primarily a junk shop. There are some people inside, but then there's this huge area behind it. So there's almost like this feeder shop where they'll bring stuff up from the back. But as you step slightly into the shop to have the possibility of ducking out, you hear the rattle of a set of chains, and you see that there is a young Twi'lek boy who has a wrist cuff, and he has this little metal wire brush. He's maybe 9 years old, and he's scuffing away some rust and grime and sand from an item. And looks like he's helping to recondition stuff for resale by Watto, the Toydarian. Sundown, you have some questions, and then we'll cycle back.
Yeah. I'm just kind of standing here casually smoking and pretending that these earplugs are something I'm listening to, and I'm watching this kind of obviously threatening person, at least obviously if you're paying attention and using the Force, and I would like to know what she intends to do.
Cool. She wants to find you, but you can tell she doesn't know it's you yet.
Got it. Okay. All right.
In fact, it's almost like there's a hitch in her step. She was making a beeline for you. You put on the deep earplugs, and she stopped for a second.
Okay.
And now she's less sure of herself and kind of feeling out.
Perfect. Yeah. How could I get her to go for someone else? Basically, I want to, like, since right now she's not pointed at me specifically, but she is looking for someone, I want to throw her off the track.
Okay. You could throw a threat her way if she had a bounty to hunt down, or was convinced that there was a bounty nearby. She would stop what interests her now and go pursue that. Those would be the two main things to throw her off your particular trail.
Okay. I don't suppose I know anyone around here who has a bounty on them, but Tebby might.
If you check the bounty board, maybe you'd see.
That is true. That is true. But like I'm trying to think, like, I probably don't know a whole lot of people in Mos Eisley to like point her at. But I'm thinking, like, Tebby probably does have a general idea of like who's here and who might have a bounty on them. Since she goes back and forth a lot. So I think I'm going to hold the other question.
Okay, cool. So Debbie, Watto flies over, gets a little crowbar. He pries, he's grunting, a lot of groaning. Do you help him with opening one of the barrels, or let him do it?
I kind of stop him and I'm like, no, be very careful. And I walk over to the side where there's like a stopper, you know, one of those big eyedropper kind of things. And I kind of reach up, and there's like this, not a cork, but like a screw tab, like a little piece of metal. And I kind of pry it open, and I reach down inside, and I kind of, you know, suck up some of the liquid, and then put it carefully back in place. And then I take and put, you know, go over where there's like a barrel or something next to a shop. And I think I put a few drops on there, and then, you know, light it up real quick. And I think it just, boof, there's this big flashy, you know, thing, turns that barrel into slag. And I turn back and I say, I think you owe me an apology.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, it's the thing. Watto hovers near you. He's watching it curiously. And then you seem so careful that he's buying into at least the theatricality of what this is, but he's super curious. Then when it explodes, he's he flies back a little bit, and his little digits kind of wiggle over the excitement. Sarlacc poodle. That's good. Apologies. Yes, of course, we'll make the tray. There's no problem. I was just joking with you. You know, Leppies. You're all so funny and cute. And he comes up and he rubs your ear.
I kind of hate that they kind of go down a little bit. And I'm like, we could always have a drink to settle it. I'll take some water.
Come inside. Boy, we need some water. The little Twillick boy gets up and he scurries away to go fetch a pitcher and some cups of water. Are these your friends or other customers? He gestures over towards Sundown and Tella.
They are traveling companions who saved me from, and I kind of gesture towards the front of the speeder bike, you know, trouble.
HEO4. That's what you deserve. He'll kind of flit over near your ear, Tebby, and say, "The human girl looks familiar. I think I've seen her picture before."
Yeah?
When, ex-Imperial on the bounty board. Should be careful. That Cathari right there will cause some trouble for you. I give you that because we're friends.
Well, that's very nice of you, but we both know free isn't free. And I kind of sit down and start, talking through and trying to gather all the equipment, all the trade that we have.
Yeah, and he gets out a little data pad, and he's got a little inventory list. This is what I worked out with Zabra Biz. Look, here's his mark. And he starts going through and ticking things off.
And I think I compare that to my list. Yeah.
And believe it or not, Watto, once he's like, we're doing a deal, he's pretty straight up. He's got a number of porters that will start carrying things out, and they'll swap out carefully. He's like, careful, it's very explosive. There's like a Herglick that comes out, and he's picking up one barrel at a time in each hand. And he slowly lumbers away. And they're going to make us killing with Sarlacc Poodoo. Who even knew? And so they'll be taking care of getting you loaded up with lots of water and supplies. Tella, what are you doing with all of this?
I think I'm just feeling antsy. I didn't saw that. Boy, I think I kind of like get close to Tebby and just kind of just ask like, "How's it going? Are we done soon?"
Things are going better than usual. How much do you know about Sundown? Is she trustworthy?
They helped me save a life once. As far as I could tell, that wasn't for anything. That was just them being nice.
Interesting, because Watto has an interesting angle that Sundown might be wanted by the Imperials.
Sundown?
Oh, wait, let Rich insert. So because I was too vague. Watto was saying the human girl. He was talking about Tella.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Oh, well, that changes things then. So I think that...
Do you want to roll back?
Yeah, let's roll back a little bit. Okay. So Tebby will go over and say, you helped me whenever you didn't need to. However, Watto seems to know something about you that you might be in danger. Maybe you should, as a favor to you, I suggest maybe you should be less conspicuous.
I think I kind of look around and I guess the word's out. And I think I'll just nod. I don't think I need to say anymore.
Okay. And I think I'll go over and I'll take the glass of water that's been offered to me, and I'll hand it to Tella, and then I'll go get another, and I'll probably walk over and talk to, and hand one to Sundown, because, we're all parched after the trip.
Yeah.
And can always use some refreshment.
And this gives me a good opportunity to kind of, whisper that, like, we have a bounty hunter who seems to be looking for, I don't know, she's paying a lot of attention to this shop right now. And do you know of anybody like else who might have a bounty that we don't mind, that we don't mind putting her on their trail, either because they can take care of themselves or because, we just don't care if they get captured.
Well, Watto just told me actually that Tella probably has a bounty or something is wanted, but I don't think that's a good idea.
No, I think that must be who she's looking for. But
otherwise, if we just look around, I think you could throw a rock and hit somebody who has a bounty on them. I mean, probably everybody in Mos Eisley had,
Right.
But
yeah.
a specific person,
right?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. I mean, is there anybody you want to get rid of? Is basically what I'm asking here.
Well, other than Zebra-Biss, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know about him. I mean, he's not here.
Is there any kind of contact move or anything like that where I could Rich, is there a way I could just roll something up? I don't know.
I mean, you could always open your brain to the world's psychic maelstrom.
Okay, what's wrong with that? Let's do that. See if I happen to pick someone up before. I mean, how could this go badly?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
she's from Mos Eisley, so I think there's a possibility.
Yeah. So I rolled a 9, so that makes it a 10.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
Wow, nothing bad at all, right?
Yeah.
That's just great. Fantastic. Good on you. So when you open the brain to the world's your brain to the world's psychic maelstrom, on a hit, the MC tells you something new and interesting. On a 10 plus, the MC gives you good detail. So you glance around, get a vibe of Mos Eisley. It's been a while since you've been here. You've been on a number of interesting adventures, and you recognize that there's a particular nasty tempered Wookiee who has quite a bounty on him. And let's say maybe you see him heading over towards the Mos Eisley Cantina. And you know that there's quite a few creds that are on his head.
I think I lean over to Sundown and I say, well, the Wookiee over there could be trouble. He at least used to have, at least some... he was worth a certain amount of money to the right people. Are you going to start something?
Well, I'm gonna try to start a little thing, and I'm gonna walk over to the cantina. I'm gonna take the earplugs out until she comes over, and then as soon as she sees the Wookiee, put them back in and try to sneak away.
That is very clever. Let's see you do something under fire. And yeah, good luck with that. That's pretty cute. It's pretty clever.
Okay, let's see. Under fire.
Rolling plus cool with that
That's
one.
cool, and that is a 10.
What?
Which is amazing because I have a 0 in cool.
Dang it! Oh man. Yeah. So you head over near this Wookiee. The Wookiee has, it looks like at one point he had the mange, perhaps, and so he shaved off certain patches of hair and then gotten tattoos in those particular areas to try to make it as a badge of honor type deal. He's got a huge bowcaster as well as a big two-handed vibro sword. He does not look like a happy customer. And so you head near him and you see there's a little bit of flies that are kind of head around him, gnats and mites and the like. And then you see when you pull off your little earplugs or pull them out, then all of a sudden the Cathari, she had been kind of pretending to look at some stuff, but hovering near, hoping that she could pick up whatever it was from before. And you see her start for a second and looks around, and then she starts to head towards you, and you slip away, put those earplugs back in, and she walks up towards the Wookiee, and she says, "Look," which maybe is some kind of Wookiee, and it starts, and he turns, and he slowly starts to pull out his sword and stand there waiting for her. What do you do as this Cathari's picking up pace, walking the maybe 50 feet or so towards this Wookiee?
Oh, I'm gonna sneak away and let them keep each other busy.
Cool. Yeah, so Tella...
Actually, wait, I do have
Oh.
another question. So, I am curious as to why her sudden interest in me, because I'm nobody. So, what does she wish I would do? Or her, maybe not me specifically, but the person that she was looking for.
Oh, she sensed a power in you that was a kind of something that she felt but didn't wholly understand. So
Okay.
she wanted to talk to you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was like, is someone else hunting me? I think was both in and out of character what I wanted to know. So,
Oh yeah,
she was just curious because, hey, another Force user.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So she comes up, and as you slip away, you hear she's kind of stops and just, starts trying to speak to Tithanyok in Wookiee. And then Tithanyok just draws down on her, and she has to pull out from her back pouch. She pulls out this little hilt blade, and then you see a little red lightsaber that's only like this long. It's like a little shiv, zips out. And she is very agile, but this Wookiee is very powerful, like very strong, huge, two-handed sword strike. So this little fight's going to break out, and some are trying to watch. Other people are just trying to get the hell out of the way.
I'm on the get the hell out of the way side of that. Yeah, I'm gonna like go back and try to find Tella and Tubby.
Cool. You duck into Watto's shop, and Watto already has a data pad up. He's got his Herglick and other porters handling the exchange and set up for the speeder bike, and he's on a little comm unit, and he's setting up bets right now for this fight that's taking down. And he's like, yeah, it looks like someone's got a light shiv, and oh, look at that, there's a Wookiee on block here. And he's like dropping in some wager odds and the like, and you can see on his little data pad names are coming through, and people are making bets as he's trying to broadcast this on some kind of local HoloNet meshnet network thing. Tella, what are you doing? You see that the little Twi'lek boy comes up with another cup of water, and he hands it up to you. You see that along his wrist, like there are old scars. This cuff has been on him for quite a while.
I think as all this commotion is happening, I'm kind of like lean down. I don't care about all the nonsense happening out there. And I kind of ask, like, does this hurt? It's gonna like touch his wrist.
He winces. He glances over at Watto and shakes his head no.
Does it hurt?
Looks up at you. You see his little Leku kind of twitch for a moment nervously, and then he nods.
I think I'm gonna try and heal him again. Let's get used to this healing touch stuff I've got going on.
Oh yes. Oh, delightful.
Yeah. Roll with my worst stat. How bad could it be?
It could be an XP, regardless of how it goes.
Yeah, it'll be an XP regardless. But we've been getting some good rolls. Who knows? Okay, that's an 8. Still,
all right. You heal one segment. The scars are there. They're part of who he is. But the discomfort in his wrist, the pain, his fingers from the solvent that he had to use to try to scrub down this particular thing, all that's gone, and his eyes widen. He's never felt like no one's done that for him before. But you're also opening your brain. So we'll roll that move next.
All right, let's see this works. Wow, this is the good roll session. Well, it's a 7, but it's still good.
Oh, nice. Cool. So you get treated to a barrage of imagery of this child maybe 2 years ago from his size being pulled away from his mother. Watto signing a contract and purchasing that, the mother looking sadly as the child cries for his mother, and she's being stripped away. And you see there are a couple of other younger Twi'lek who are clutching to the mother. He doesn't understand, but you can tell from the exchange that she sold the oldest in order to have enough credits to feed the youngest. Those that could not, more viable, right? That she could at least foster them to live some kind of life. And yeah, and you see routines, many routines of him being trained.
Trained, yeah. I can ask him what's his name. Like, what's her name?
Cool. Rich will jump to his own little helper because he did not think of a cool Twilight name. So I will use my own little cheater, and I think his name, Chick Blue.
Chick Blue. Okay. I'm kind of looking around. I'm realizing I so little on me, as in like just stuff. I don't have any barter. I don't even have any weapons. I don't have my angel kit. All I got is clothes on my back. But I think while we have this moment, I'll say like, okay, Jigwoo, your wrists, it's going to hurt again for a while. All I could do is push it back a bit. And I have to go soon, but if you want, I can come back for you. And well, I can promise at least.
Why?
I don't know if you'll understand this, but I used to be able to say when people can live and when people can die by just nodding. And I'd like to not do that anymore.
He doesn't seem to fully comprehend it, but he says, "Thank you."
I think, Ta just nods, and I'm assuming, there's more betting in the background.
Yeah, Watto's very like, oh, the credits are rolling.
Yeah, and I think, Ta nods and kind of like pats Jig Blue on the wrist and stands up and goes back to the other two.
Who did Watto bet on?
Ooh, great question. I think if you look over, Watto has always bet on the Wookiee. But he also placed a very small bet on the Cathari as well.
Of course.
Because he's like corporations, just bet for both sides.
Mm-hmm. Wondering if, like Sundown is just kind of, again, looking casual and quietly scheming, like, I wonder if we could use that to our advantage in any way.
Teddy, what do you
Teddy, before I left Timo's, I'd said, I'd gathered several things, especially things I might be able to barter for water whenever I was here, because I knew that we needed it pretty badly back home. So I think that, I start trying to do a barter on the side. But I'm not sure I want to do this with... I'll start with Watto. And if I don't feel like I get a good deal with him, I think I might go somewhere else. Simply because, Watto is obviously... He's got a reputation of being a survivor. So... But, I kind of lean over to Sundown and I say, I feel kind of close with Sundown. I say, I brought some stuff with me to barter, and we could always use the water. However, we're going to be real shy because of the water tower. So, it wouldn't hurt to bet a little bit extra, and maybe we could go back with more water. So I think I can bankroll you if you want a little bit. If that's something you're interested in.
Oh, I am interested. I'm just wondering, like, how to best take advantage of this situation. And like, there's many different things going on here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I want to. Yes, I do want to bet on this, and I want to bet on the cat lady. Keep forgetting the name, the species name. And Cathar. That was
Just think cat hair, but take out a
cat hair. There we go.
That's how I do it.
Nice. Cat hair. But like also, I can't just leave this to like a fair fight. No.
Why would you do that? It's like,
of course not. And now that I know that she wasn't like looking for me, in like, as a bounty, she was just curious. I think I'm much more inclined to bet on her and help her in this fight. Like she's not the big threat anymore to me. I don't think that I know about her about Tala's bounty, or I know that she has one, but like I don't. As long as she doesn't see Tala, that's fine. Yeah. So what can I do to affect this fight? I don't. If only I had that pain ray.
Do we want to cut away from here?
Yeah.
Cool. So the fight is ongoing right now. You see that the Cathari, she's kind of leaps up on top of like a low hanging. Kind of imagine like a bazaar. Like there's I can't remember what it's called, but like the tarp that they kind of use like a little sun-covered roof type thing, and she dances along that while the Wookiee's just cutting stuff down, and then we'll cut away in that action sequence to catch up with Janila as Zaberbis, I think, is holding you in his arms there. He's very excited. He's like brushing your hair. It's very like he's petting you. It's a little weird. So he says, we have some forces here that we can send. These strikes coordinated with the forces that I control through Timo. We will retake Moshuta.
This sounds excellent.
What do you get out of it? What do you want to do? You have many fans. Do you wish to?
Yes, but we can't. My fans and my friends can't really operate so easily with the Imperials trying to take control of the city. After all, I have another friend that was responsible for the death of Murtag.
Muckwell?
Muckwell.
Who are we even talking about now? Yeah, Muckwell.
She died in episode 1. And I mean, we want to get the infirmary back up and running. So for her to operate, peacefully would be ideal for everyone here.
I agree.
And I can't really perform that well if I'm also a target. I mean, I want to be able to perform for you and Timo on a regular basis. I need better income.
You should stay here where it's safe.
Wow.
Where I can make sure that you stay safe. I can keep an eye out.
But safe is so boring.
He finally rises up and says, Timo will want to know what we've discussed. I will tell him the strategic advantage of bringing safety to Moshuta. He is no fan of these stormtroopers, but of course he understands. I have been hearing rumors. I have contacted Mos Eisley, you see. I heard that they have closed down the garrison retreated from Tatooine.
Interesting.
These gangs are acting on their own. We would be able to squash them
Without fear of
fear.
reprisal.
Indeed. Read my mind.
This sounds ideal. So we should I should meet your troops, and we should gear up and prepare for the sand more so, and battle, of course.
I'm sure you could inspire these troops.
Of course I can.
Cool. So you guys will kind of do the George Lucas scene wipe, and you see there are a number of Gamorreans, and then just slightly away from them is the Weequay that no one quite likes because he smells so bad. And yeah, Acevedo has evidently been drummed into a bit of service here to pay for things, but he has this cool, one of his favorite old slug thrower weapons. It looks kind of like an AK-47, but it's not, because it's a space AK-47. And it's from long ago. So, what do you do to these folks before they are deployed? Now that the sandstorm is passed.
Oh, the sandstorm's passed. Damn.
Yes.
I wanted to do it during the sandstorm.
Sorry.
I guess it's better. We don't have to worry about the sand.
It's everywhere.
Let me see. Is there like an inspiring speech maneuver?
Nice.
Is there? I don't know.
No, not really. Inspiring speeches aren't really part of this canon.
Yeah, like Apocalypse World isn't really about that, so
Yeah.
But yeah, like I let them know we're gonna take back your city, our city. You know, these Imperial thugs think that they can take over. They're trying to. They're responsible for why there's no more water. So it's time to get revenge.
Zabrabis backs you up, and the forces all seem appropriately, interested. And the Zabrabis, he takes you aside as they're starting to march out, and he says, "That stormtrooper that escorted you here has been waiting outside."
Oh, he's very loyal.
Yes, you should kill him. He's a threat.
He's too useful to. You don't kill your pawns off. You use them.
True.
Plus,
Very wise.
he knows he trained with them. He knows how they operate.
Will he advise my forces? I'm sorry, Timo's forces.
He'll advise our forces because I'll be there with them.
Ooh, he is going to spend one of your hold by allowing you to exit Timo's palace.
That's fair. Figured as much. So Timo owes me a gift.
He does. I think that Timo's hears that you're heading out, and he says, "Oh, Janina, Jantek, you cannot go out into such danger. The world, all of Tatooine needs your art. Are you sure you wish to put yourself in such peril?"
Oh, of course. I mean, I have to see that this is done properly. Make sure that no one escapes.
As much as it breaks my heart, perhaps I should give you something to keep you safe, yes? Cover up that lovely flesh. So it doesn't get shot off. And he will present you with cut for a female, a set of very old Mandalorian battle armor.
Okay.
It would be armor 2. But I think that it's going to give you a -1 on hot for some of your Skinner moves, because it's hard to be sexy in a giant.
I got pheromones, Rich.
That's true. That's true. Fair enough. Yeah, the gift he is offering you is a set of Mandalorian battle armor.
All right, cool. Okay. Mandalorian Battle Armor -2.
Cool. So yeah, we have you come outside, I assume, with the rest of the forces. Grome's been he's like seated down near the doorway, and he stands up as the door starts to open up, right? And he stands at attention. He's covered in sand, like it's still in his hair and everything. And then we'll cut away as you guys are heading out into Mos Shuta. This you've got basically a medium gang with you.
And we know the city better than the Imperials, so we're gonna guerrilla tactic this.
Yeah, and you've got your scene. So the medium gang includes your scene coming to help out as well. Sure. That's kind of my headcanon. I know because I said it. We have a hard stop, so that may be the last scene of today's session with you. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Sure.
So let's cut to back to the fight as we see maybe there's like a pole that's holding up a piece of the thing that the Cathari is dancing on, and the Wookiee like slices it in half, and she starts to fall and kind of slams into a wall and scrambles out of the way, and things aren't looking great for our Cathari bounty hunter. And you, oh yes, always better than the Wookiee. Yes, yes. And so we cut into you guys with that little flash scene there. Sundown, I see there have been a lot of chatter going on here.
Yes. Where we out of character discuss plans that we do not discuss in character.
I think what will happen is Tell will march up to Sundown so we can get this moving. And I think I kind of say are we leaving anytime soon?
Go. One thing to do first. I'm like looking at this fight and then looking back at the, at Watto and this kid who I think I was never in the shop at the beginning. Like I just came into the shop.
I think at some point you would have moved in. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know he's there now.
He's not as good at this as you are. You totally notice him.
Yeah.
I'm like, I do have that bet. Got to find out how it turned out. Got to go watch this fight. And just kind of like, the person I bet on is a bounty hunter, so you may not want to be visible. And I just kind of walk over to where everybody's watching this fight and make sure that I am in the Wookiee's line of sight. Okay. And I have never used this move, and it's not perfect for this, but it's certainly going to be very distracting for him. I'm going to use the direct brain whisper projection. I'm going to go aggro on him via the Force.
Oh, this is so good. So good. Love it. Love it. I'm going to, so you'll be rolling plus weird to get the effects of going aggro without going aggro. Yep. Teddy, you see Tella and Sundown talk for a little bit. Sundown steps out into the street. Watto comes over and says, just so you know, everything's loaded up. Your speeder bike's ready to go.
And I, say, well, of course, our business isn't, our business, the two of us, isn't quite completed. So we have to finish this out.
Of course. Yes. Sounds great. Look at this. I can't believe this Wookiee's going to eat her for breakfast. I think this one's a cannibal.
Would you like to double down?
Ooh, I think you're trying to manipulate him into overextending himself.
Nice. I'm awful at this. Oh, yeah, that's a 4.
That is a 4.
Oh, wait. That's a 3.
Okay, good. That's still a fail. Yes. But the good news is you get an XP because you rolled with hot. So mark that XP. And he looks at you and he says, I don't know how you survive, Mos Eisley. You're so bad at this, little Leppy. Too cute to lie. Now I think I'm going to back down some of my bet on the Wookiee. Starts playing with his data pad. What do you do?
So I think I tell, I turn to Watto and I say, Just like I thought, someone who leaves whenever the going gets tough.
So Tella, you hear Tebby and Watto having this back and forth conversation. Watto's now throwing some more money towards the Cathari because he thinks Tebby's got some kind of plan, or maybe she's got some insight or something.
Ah, God. Did Sundown didn't tell me who they were betting on, were they? They didn't say.
I said that I was betting on the bounty hunter. Not sure if you know which one that is.
No, I think yeah.
I'm betting on this scruffy-looking nerf herder. Wait.
One who herds nerfs. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep in mind which ones we talked, what info we talked out of character, and which we did.
I'm okay with that information being
I think
communicated.
Tebby told you who the bounty hunter was, though, right?
Yeah.
So Tella, while watching briefly of the fight, the movements totally remind you of Janela, so you're gonna have to act under fire.
What? Come on.
You got 4 XP. I'm gonna give you an advance for whatever is happening, but
Okay. That's very benevolent of you.
also you have +2 cool, so I'm I just really want this scene to happen.
Well, I get a 6, so roll a 4. That makes a lot. So I think what it looks like is I'm trying to figure out there's a part of me who's why are we doing this? Let's get out of here. Another part of me is okay, this could be an opportunity because otherwise it's a bit more uncertain if I ever come back for this kid. But in the middle of this, this fight is not graceful. I don't know if Wookiees can be graceful, or that's me being prejudiced against Wookiees. It sounds like. But yeah, okay. Yeah, so we failed that act under fire. What's gonna happen as I get distracted by what I'm meant to do, which is just convince one of the other two to help me save this Twi'lek boy, but distracted by thoughts of Janella. Good luck untangling this, Rich.
Yes, Janella distracts you, and you try to act under fire and fail, and that is when you hear Watto's little comm unit bleep with an incoming message, and he moves. He kind of flits away from you, Tebby, breaking off your conversation to talk low, and you hear he's speaking in Trandoshan to someone, and yeah, Tella, you overhear he uses the name Bosk, which is a bounty hunter, and yeah, he's evidently communicating with some bounty hunter, and has also communicated with Tebby that you have a bounty on you. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Sundown. But I think because
you have to go out on the street. Sundown's out there getting the attention of the Wookiee. You could do it though.
Yeah, I think. No, you know what? I'm gonna try and get her Sundown's attention without crossing the street. I don't know how, but I think I'm still a bit addled. My eye is still not healed. I'm still
right. There you go. Blame your eye. So Sundown, you were going aggro without using hard. You rolled plus weird. How did that go?
I rolled a 5 plus 2 yet again.
Yet again. Cool. So with the direct brain whisper projection, a 7 is actually pretty good. So on a go aggro, on a 7 to 9. Okay, so on 7 to 9, he can either force your hand and suck it up, which you do 1 harm, cave and do what you want. He can get the hell out of your way, barricade himself securely in, give you something he thinks you want, or back off calmly, hands where you can see.
I'm cool with any and all of those.
I know, they're all pretty great. I think that this stubborn Sheb's Wookiee is going to suck it up. There's no way he is backing off. Was the command to stop fighting, or what was the command?
Yeah, it was stop fighting. It was,
He glances at you, like maybe Tella, who's coming across the street. He's not sure who it is, but he could definitely see you. And he growls. And then, what does it look like when you do one harm to him psychically through the Force?
I think I show him something. I think so I think it's not like, directly painful. I think I'm just distracting him with images. And what are those images? Oh, I mean, that's like, I'm showing him that this Catharian is going to kill him if he doesn't back off. Like,
Nice.
I'm showing him his like grisly death via light shiv.
Nice. So you give him this light shiv.
Like, this is a vision of what's going to happen.
And he kind of steps back for a little bit, standing tall, and the Cathari, she sees the opening. She's convinced herself that this is not the Force user that she thought, and she darts in, and with her little shiv, she slices off his arm at this point. And so we see the big Wookiee arm laying in the sand of Mos Eisley's streets, and he screams out in pain. And then he takes off and runs. Like, he leaves his vibro sword and he takes off, like running away in pain. And the Cathari, she stands there for a moment.
I wasn't wearing my earplugs, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. She stands there for a moment. Like, her instinct is to go after this potential bounty. But then she turns around and she meets eyes with you. And that is where we will end today's session.
Yes.
Cool. So at the end of every session, choose a character who knows you better. I'm sorry, Joe. Like, I don't know who knows you better. You can choose one at your whim, but we'll start
Tella,
with you.
because she's so distracted by me.
There we go. She knows you better. That's great.
Yeah, and I saw you with Tebby when I was looking through, when I got that blast of Tebby's memories. But distinctly remember Janella being mentioned. So it's, and also, yeah, this thing, which I kind of know she's doing.
It's not me. Just
Cool. So you get to they get to add +1 to their HX with you on their sheet. So Tella, add +1 to HX with Janelle.
Cool. Maybe up to +2.
Cool. And now we'll go to Tella. Who knows you better?
It's definitely Sundown, I think. They saw that memory. They saw me presiding over this military campaign. We're not presiding over, but being a part of it.
You could be a part too. Tebby, who knows you better?
I think Tella actually knows me better.
Ooh, neat.
From our interaction in the cave and all of that. Yeah.
I like it. And
It actually brings me up to a +4 because I got a +3 from healing you.
I went up right.
Yeah.
Cool. So then that means you get to mark XP and reset it to a +1 and ask a question. You can think about it and ask it between next sessions or the opening of the 5th and final session. Our last one.
Oh, actually, I'm not in the final session. I'm on a wait list.
Oh no.
Steven! Oh no!
Yeah.
Heartbroken. Oh, that sucks. That sucks a lot.
Good. All right, so we're not coming back from Mos Eisley then. Sorry about that. You know.
I mean, you can always NPC me and say, we get back.
I can.
You're on the wait list, though?
Yeah, I'm on the wait list. I think I'm the first on the wait list.
Oh, if you're available, you're in. Like, let's end it. So yes, you're in.
Yeah,
okay.
I was able to be in last week when I was not.
Yeah, I'll sneak you in. It's fine. I'll expand it to 5 as long.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I thought you couldn't make it. Yeah, you're here. You're here. You're good.
Oh, okay.
It's no problem. Oh, woo! Awesome. Because I can NPC Tebby. She started as an NPC, but I really like the way you play her. She's way more brave. Cool. Sundown. Who knows you better?
It's gotta be either Tella or Tebby, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I just realized we almost have a Teletubby here. Oh my gosh. It's the worst. I'm terrible.
That
I
is-
subtract 1 XP from myself.
I think Tella.
Okay. Cool. Does that do anything?
Yeah, like-
yes, it does.
Yeah, that gets me more XP.
So much more XP.
So many questions. I have a +4 now too, so I need to mark an XP.
Yeah, ask question of Tella as well.
Just excited. I just snuck in Bosk. The last time I snuck in a canon bounty hunter into one of the games that we were running, he died. Dengar got punked.
Oh, Dengar got
Dengar got
Got?
like, yes, a
Got got.
Trandoshan basically shoved a shiv into his brain, killed him. Tetanus. It was fugly, gross, man. It was nasty. Poor Dengar. He was dropping thermal detonators on them and everything. I thought he had his escape plan, but it didn't work out. Okay, cool. Let's do the remaining 8 minutes. Let's do our roses and thorns, friends. We will start with thorns, and then we will slip over to roses. Bethany, you get to go first. So what thorns do you have from today's session?
I mean, my only thorn is for Joshua's internet connection, because I would have liked to see more of Grim, and especially in this aftermath of the chaos that he was largely responsible for.
Yeah, you stole mine. That was my easy thorn. That's a good one. Thank you so much, Bethany. Steven, what thorns did you have?
The only thorn that I really had was was really, missing missing Josh and Grimm's character and leaving Janella kind of by herself, although she did great.
She came out on top, but yeah.
I really liked that. Yeah, okay. I'll leave that for roses. Okay.
Cool. Okay. Also, thank you, Steven. Joe, what thorns did you have from today's session?
Joshua's internet. Because that is just like, me dealing with nothing but NPCs. So, which is fun, but like,
we're going to open up with you guys most likely. Like, we may do like a thing and then a flashback to some other stuff. But yeah, I don't want to keep you alone any longer. So if Joshua's unable to make the last session, we will do something.
Because I need to get together with Sundown at some point.
Cool. So we will stay with you since you had to go last for thorns. You could go first for roses.
Oh, I mean, watching your create the crazy Mos Eisley interactions was a blast.
Yay. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. That was fun for me for sure. Let's see. Oh, Leandro, what thorns did you have? Holy crap. That's because I didn't go in the...
I didn't think I was
character.
Yeah, it's not really different from anyone's thorns. Yeah, it is just the big one is just like poor Josh not being here. Thorns to his neighborhood internet and due to the state of internet in America, I guess. Not to say it's better over here, but it's just it's not ideal. And yeah, I left poor Janelle alone. Even though, like, would she have risen this high if Grim was around? Would she have just completely wrapped these people around her fingers if Grim was around? Like, it's interesting anyway, but I still would have preferred Josh to have been here.
I agree. So I'll circle back because I told Joey get to go first. What roses did you have? Oh, you talked through some. Did you have any other roses stand out? You don't have to. You did a lot. Okay. Yes. No. Hello.
Wait, who are you asking?
I was asking Joe, and I think I'm.
No, I'm good. No.
Okay, cool. Leandro, what roses did you have?
Yeah, like I think my main one is describe Janelle as a force of nature, and I didn't realize how true that was until here when she was causing chaos, even when she's not in the scene. And
that was so great.
It's so great. It looked like we just had to. Yeah, like honestly, yeah, the scene did feel a little bit like, I mean, it's a tiny turn. It feels like, okay, we just need to check some boxes, like make sure this bet is okay, make sure people know about this Twi'lek boy that Tella wants saved, and then Janelle's like, yeah, no, Tella, you really want to think of Janella right now. You just really do. Act under fire, and that. I mean, yeah. Now we have Bosk around, so there we go. Thanks, Janella.
If Bosk cause trouble, you can blame Joe. Like, not me. It's not my fault. I didn't do that.
It's Tella's fault for not keeping our mind on the business.
You're not wrong. Steven, what roses did you have?
So I guess at different times I was like, oh yeah, what's going to happen here? I mean, we're locked down during a sandstorm and all of that, and all of a sudden there was all of this excitement that happened. It was, oh, I'm going to go to Timo's, you know, place and dance and basically get control over the person in charge there, and then back in Mos Eisley with the fight, and oh, there's someone coming after us, possibly two bounty hunters coming after us. It turned out to be very, very exciting with everybody. I was like, well, this is great. Sandstorm a little boring. Oh wait, there's a fight and a dance and control. That sounds great. So yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those where I was like, the countdown clock for the sandstorm is like, absolutely, this is not going to take the whole session. Like, there's no way that could be interesting for me. And so I'm glad that we were able to open up and have some interesting adventures. Cool. Thank you, Stephen. Bethany, what roses did you have?
Yeah, aside from the like absolutely making every small move that any of us made into like a big interesting event, and like, snowballing all of the moves. Awesome. I liked a lot of the little details that people used. Tebby putting the droid on the front of her speeder bike is probably my favorite, like a random little detail. Also, yeah, Janella just, taking over. As we all knew, that's less of an unexpected detail than Janella fulfilling her destiny thing.
She was a crime lord before, she's a crime lord again. It just, the shit really needs to hit the fan for her. Like, enemies from Isley come back and like, you.
Yeah, that's a possibility. This was splendid. I agree that I wish Joshua could have joined us, but we carried on and you guys were great. Really enjoyed today's session. Like, from the bottom of my heart, this was fun. And I really look forward to bringing things to a close in next week. Thank you all for joining and being part of this game and part of this fun. And we will see you guys in a week.
Perfect timing. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Yeah.
See you, folks.